Hello everyone, here is the part 2, the guinea pig part of the pet update I have for everybody. So to recap, at the end of 2022 I had 4 pets, 2 cats and 2 guinea pigs. The 2 guinea pigs were Chai and Latte, and they were brothers, and they're the first guinea pigs I had as an adult myself. And then the cats were the Tabby Marky Mark, who, as I said in the last video, did run away on New Year's Eve and is still out there somewhere. And then I have a tabby cat with orange and white, and her name is Miss Lady, and I still have her. So now we're gonna get into the guinea pig part. Oh, and then after the cat ran away, I did get a new cat. So I have a black cat now named Vega, and Vega and Miss Lady get along. So it's great. But the guinea pig part. So what happened was, at the beginning of February, so Chai and Latte are brothers, and they were about 4 or 5. They would have been 4. It was like they were right turning 4 at the beginning of February when this happened. No, wait, 5, because 2023. Yes, 5. Okay, I can do math. And so Chai started doing this head tilt thing, and I was like, oh, okay. Chai has an ear infection, because that's what head tilt means for guinea pigs. And so I called the vet, and the next available appointment was in like 2 weeks, which is pretty standard. And they were like, if anything changes, call us sooner. And I was like, all right. So I'm going to watch Chai. And so every day I would watch him, and he had like a bit of a head tilt, but he would still get around the cage and like eat food and drink water and do stuff. And I was like, oh, he's doing okay. And each day he would be gradually a little bit slower, but I was like, I mean, if I was sick waiting for an appointment, I might kind of feel worse each day too. It didn't seem like super drastic, and I would still see him eating and stuff. And then one day I wake up and it is like so bad. And he can like barely walk around, and he's like almost falling over, like he's dizzy. But again, with the head tilt, like if your equilibrium is off, you would maybe be dizzy. So I was still thinking, oh, ear infection, like it's just progressing really hard now. Um, so I was like, oh man, Chai, like this is really bad. Here, let me give you some food, and then you need to get some sleep, okay? Like that day when it looked really bad. And then the next morning, it was like exponentially worse again. It was so bad. I was like, oh my god, he's barely alive. Like literally. So it like escalated so much in 24 hours. Like the previous day, it was like, yeah, he's a little bit slow and he looks like he's probably in pain, but he's still like eating and drinking and getting around and like doing stuff and being okay. And then the day after that, it was just like, oh my god, man, like what's happening? This guinea pig looks like he's struggling really hard. And yeah, that morning after I woke up, like I went to pet him, and it's like just touching him, he like fell over. Like he couldn't even hold himself up. And I'm like, why is this happening? It's so fast. And so I picked him up and was like petting him in my lap, and I had to like lean him against my arm so he wouldn't just keep rolling over onto his side, because he couldn't even stand up anymore on his own. Like literally overnight, he just stopped being able to hold himself up. And so then I was like, well, I'm not going to work today. I'm going to call all these emergency vets and see who can help him like today, because yes, this has escalated very quickly now. We're not waiting for the appointment that was like in a couple days by then. So I'm like calling the emergency clinics, and I think I was on the 3rd call when I was holding him like he was laying like this in my arms so that he could like sit up because he was using it for support. And I was on the phone, and I would kind of be like, oh, it's okay, Chai, like while I'm on hold or whatever. And then this weird thing happens. It's like a little tiny, like tingly seizure feeling in his spine that happens for like a couple seconds. And I was like, what just happened? And part of me was like, I feel like his like life just left his body. Like that was it leaving. And I was like, no, there's no way, because like I'm calling the clinics right now, and he was like just alive like right now. And I'm like, oh my god, I still need to take him. Like I need to do everything I can, and I don't know what that was. And he was like barely breathing and stuff, and he wasn't moving a lot. So, and me being super stressed out, I was like moving and hyperventilating, and my heart beats really fast. So like I can't tell if he has a heartbeat because mine's like out of control. So I'm like everything sounds like loud and noisy to me right now. I like ah. So I like finally get through to a clinic that can take him right then, and they were like, come over right now, and I was like, okay. And then before I left, I like went to my roommate and I was like, oh my god, is he still alive? I think he might have died, like and she's like, what? And so she's like holding him and she's like, I think I hear something, and I'm like, okay, we gotta go. So I like drove all the way half an hour to the clinic, and when I walk in, they were like, how can we help you? And I was like, I think my guinea pig is like about to die. Like I just called. This is an emergency. So they like called on their little intercom. They were like, we need a guinea pig like status check stat like now. And so somebody comes and like takes him back there, and they're like listening to him with the stethoscope and stuff. And then they come back out and they're like, yeah, we're sorry, he already died. And I'm like, dang. Oh my god. Like, this just went from ear infection to he died in like a week. And so, yeah, the place that I was at actually offered cremation services. So I guess that was like a plus. So I ended up doing that, but like, it was so sudden and unexpected, and it's really sad. And Chai was the one of the two that had anxiety that was really bad when he was little. And I have anxiety too. And me and Chai would like meditate together to help our anxiety. So I would get him out of the cage, and like when I would first get him out, especially when he was younger, he would be kind of like, oh, and like, because he's anxious. And then I would like kind of hold him like this, and then I would like put my hands over his eyes and his ears, and I'd be like, okay, now we're gonna breathe really slow, like we're gonna meditate and calm down. And so I would like close my eyes too and be like, okay, we're gonna relax. So we would both relax together when I got him out of the cage. So we helped each other with our anxiety, and like, I don't know, we just had like a really special bond. And it was really sad for him to just go like that. I was like, oh my god, it didn't even feel real for like over a week. And then after that, I would just randomly start crying once in a while, like just any time. I would just like think about it and start crying. But for the whole first week, it didn't even like register. I was just like, this isn't real. This didn't happen. Like, what the heck? What? So looking back on it, I don't actually think it was an ear infection. A lot of the guinea pigs that I've had will end up having like one or two small lumps somewhere, and I think a lot of animals have this, and usually the lumps are benign and they don't do anything, they don't grow or whatever. And Chai had one right under his chin, and it was just there for like over a year doing nothing. It was like maybe the size of my pinky nail, maybe. It was like so small. And one of the things I noticed on that last day when he was like really looking bad was that lump got bigger. Like, it was probably 4 times bigger than it used to be on that day. And I was like, maybe it's a swollen lymph node, but now I'm like, I think that was cancer. And I think what aggravated it was actually the same thing that made the cat probably want to run away, is that baby that my roommates had, because the cages are in the living room, or I guess at this time I only had one cage, but it's in the living room and it has a cover on it, so like they're pretty safe from the baby. But he would like walk in the living room and get excited about the guinea pigs, and then like put his hands on the lid and like slam it and be like, ah. And he never like got in there or hurt them or like touched them, but that would be stressful if you're just trying to live in your house and some giant child is like coming and like picking up your roof and slamming it on you and screaming at you. And because Chai already had anxiety, I think that like kind of put him over the edge. And you know, like stress and stuff kind of compromises the immune system. So if you're like really stressed out and then you already have like a lump somewhere that is potentially a little bit cancerous, and then your immune system's suppressed because of stress, like then it gets bigger and the cancer is spreading, which then also makes sense of like the dizziness and like lack of balance because, well, was he dizzy or was the cancer moving to part of his ear that threw off his equilibrium? So like it's the same symptom but like different cause. And then also when he was having a harder time getting around, is it because he's dizzy or is it because the cancer is moving to his arms and legs? Like, so that's what I think happened. I don't think he died of an ear infection. That seems pretty unlikely. But yeah, Chai passed away right after about turning 4. And what's really sad about it, but also I'm glad it happened this way, is that night before we went to sleep when I was like, dang, Chai, you look really bad. Like, oh my God, get some sleep. I think he probably was ready to die that night, but it's like he made sure to wait until I woke up and could see him again because, like, he knew that it was his time. And this is why I haven't had made the video yet, because this happened in February and it's October. And I feel like I'm over it, but clearly I'm not. But yeah, he waited for me to wake up. And between the time of me getting down here in the living room and saying good morning to him and then him passing away while I was holding him was probably maybe 10 minutes. He was like just waiting for me. So, yeah. That's what happened to Chai. Man, I've probably been needing to cry for a minute. This is probably actually good for me. Also, these guinea pigs over here, I have 2 new ones and they're like losing their minds. They're like chasing each other. That's what all that squeaking noise is. But, yeah, sorry to start crying in this video. But that's the story about Chai. And, actually, one of the interesting things that came out of the cat running away on New Year's Eve, which is the other half of this pet update, is I was on all these lost pet pages looking for the cat, and sometime in the middle of January, while I was scrolling through seeing if anybody found a cat that matched him, I saw somebody found a guinea pig in their parking lot. Like, they just went outside to get into their car, and then there was like a guinea pig sitting there, and they were like, why are you outside? It's like winter. And so they take the guinea pig inside and they put a post on there and they're like, we found this guy, we can't keep him, like, can anyone take him? So I took him. There was like 5 other people that were interested, but of course people are like super flaky, so none of them took him, and then I got him. That guinea pig's name is Osiris, and he's really cute. He's like, I think he was about a year old when we got him. He grew a little bit more after we got him, but he was almost done growing at the time that we got him. And he actually gets along with Latte pretty good, and he did seem to get along with Chai as well. When it was Chai, Latte, and Osiris, Chai and Osiris were like running around the cage a lot, chasing each other, and Latte was just kind of like, oh no, it's the other way, because Chai. No, yeah, it was, I think Latte and Osiris were chasing each other and Chai was like just trying to stay out of it. It was one of the two. Like, he was chasing one of them and the other one was just like, nah. But they all got along decently well, and then Chai passed away, but the silver lining is at least Latte got to make a new friend before his brother passed away. So I mean, something good came out of the cat running away. Um, yeah, so for a while then I have Miss Lady and Vega as my 2 cats now, and Latte and Osiris as my 2 guinea pigs now. And just very, very, very recently, like 2 or 3 weeks ago now, I saw a post on Nextdoor of this person that was like, I need to rehome my 2 guinea pigs. I'm going to start living in a van at the end of the year and I can't take them with me. And there are 2 boys and they said they're bonded. And so I was like, "Hey, has anyone like reached out yet?" And she was like really hard to get in contact with. Like I thought I wasn't going to get them and I thought she had just figured it out and forgot to took the post down. Cause I like reached out to her on like 3 different like Facebook, Nextdoor, and Instagram. I was like, "Hello, are you alive? Like, do you still have this guinea pig?" And I almost went to her work, but I was like, "That's too far, right?" Okay, but so finally, like a month later, she sees my message and she's like, "Oh my god, wow! I'm so glad you messaged me. Yes, we still have them. Like, let's meet up sometime." And so she just gave me the cage and all their stuff with them, and those are the ones making the noise right now. Their names are Pig Pig and Capybara. And so I think she said that they're both around 2 years old, but from how they look to me, I think Pig Pig is 2 to 3 years old and Capybara is between 6 months and a year old, especially by his energy level. He chases everyone around like all the time. He's like always ready to go. Even when I have him out, he won't really sit still. He'll be like, like try to get around. So yeah, now I have 4 guinea pigs as of a couple weeks ago, and hopefully their bond gets a little bit better. I do see Pig Pig getting tired of Capybara chasing him around and like kind of snapping at him, and then they like get into a fight sometimes, and they will even hurt each other once in a while. There haven't been any severe injuries, but sometimes there's blood, and I'm like, whoa, you guys really need to sort this out. Like, how could they have lived together for 3 months before I got them and not have like caused severe damage? So that's what makes me feel like they're bonded enough to be in the same cage. But every once in a while, I see like a actual fight happening, and I'm like, can we not do that? Um, yeah, and then I thought maybe they could all go into one big cage, but I tried to bond them. We tried to have playtime with them, and the little one, Capybara, attacked the other little one, Osiris, and he attacked him so bad. Like, oh my god, if you've never seen guinea pigs fighting, you know it's serious when it gets like dead quiet. And they are so fast when they're fighting. Like, they were literally rolling around. Like, they're like grabbed onto each other and like rolling on their sides, and they're just like, ah, like that's what they do is the teeth, because that's the only weapon they have, and their teeth are so long, and so on the surface it looks like a small wound, but it's deep in there because it's the teeth go all the way in, and so Osiris ended up with like literally like 15 bites from this like one supervised playtime thing when they were trying to bond, because it happens so fast and you aren't supposed to stick your hand in between. The second time I did stick my hand in between and I got bit real hard. Like Osiris was trying to fight back and the bite was meant for Cappy, but like I I like separated them, and then he latched onto my finger and then like shook his head, and it like ripped so far. It's been almost 3 weeks and it's still not healed yet. Like I probably should have got stitches, but I don't have healthcare, so I'm just like, wait and see. Like, and it just like hurt existing for like 2 weeks. But so I can only imagine how Osiris feels. But actually, Osiris came back from the vet today to treat these bites. He had surgery on some of them because the bites get so far in there that like the bacteria and stuff gets in there and can create an infection, and if you don't get it out, that can kill them. So oh my god, I'm sorry. They like treated the first half of the bites today, and then in 2 weeks they're gonna treat the second half. So the 2 pairs of guinea pigs are not going to be able to like interact with each other than talking across cages. Like we're not having that happen again. I cannot believe it got that bad so fast. So yeah, if you think that you can just have playtime with random male guinea pigs together, like you cannot do that. Yeah, and the surgery is expensive. Like it was $1,000 today, and it's gonna be another 1,000 next time. So unless you're a professional or you know they're bonded, don't be doing that. But yeah, that's the guinea pig update. Osiris is doing okay after his surgery. I didn't want to talk too much about it because it's pretty gruesome, and I honestly feel really, really bad about it because I was just trying to introduce them, like, oh, new friends, and then literally, like, Osiris got so, like, attacked by Cappy. Yeah, I feel really bad. But I'm doing everything I can to take care of him while he's healing, and the vet is pretty sure that he's gonna, like, fully recover from it. So yeah, that's the guinea pig update. I will hopefully be making more videos soon. Now that it's a little bit more peaceful in my life, a lot of things have finally settled down in my life for me. So yeah, thanks for watching my guinea pig video. Bye.